Hi, I'm Claire Birmingham, and I want your flute students to sound awesome. Today's video is a 4-step process where I will show you how I help every beginner get a great sound right away. Let's get started. So, like you, I'm sure, I start with just the head joint. However, step 1 of the process doesn't even involve this. Step 1 is just about the air. And here's why. When I talk to band directors and I hear about all the very creative methods, innovative ways that band directors have come up with for helping beginning flute students get started, I hear a lot of focus on setting the embouchure and the air direction. And it's not that that's not important, of course it is, but in my experience, the biggest factor that makes a difference for a student's success, especially early on and later too, is freely flowing air. We want to be free from tension. We want everything about the body to feel really good. And so step 1 doesn't even use the head joint. Step 1, I just ask the kids to imagine that it's their birthday. And I've got a birthday candle here, and I want you to blow it out. Happy birthday to you. Easy. Some kids will already be overthinking at this point, and you'll see them do some kind of contrived business. And so to those kids, I'll say, you know what? I think you're ahead of me. You're already thinking about the flute. This is just a birthday candle. Go ahead and blow it out. And then most kids will go, oh, okay. Easy. Okay, that was step 1. Step 2, now that we have accomplished freely flowing air, we've made it something that doesn't require overthinking, just blowing air. Step 2, we're going to adjust the air just a little bit, because blowing out that birthday candle is actually a little bit overdone. It's overdone for the flute head joint. We want something gentler and warmer. And so I will say, okay, great. Now take that birthday candle and this time imagine playing with the flame. See if you can get the flame to bend over without going out entirely. And I have found that this example makes sense to most kids, and I will see them kind of think about it and go, okay. And I go, okay, great. Then we're ready for step 3, which is when I will place the head joint for them. If at all possible, I think you're going to get the best results. It's worth a couple of extra minutes to go around and place it for every child for them. Help them get success much faster in my experience. And one of the reasons I do this is left to their own devices, most kids are going to set the head joint too high up on their lip and too turned in. And so, I think the reason they do that is it kind of works. You can really, for just a sound on the head joint, we can place it almost anywhere and get some kind of sound to come out. And so those kids will go, okay, great, I did it, and just move on. But they don't know that this sound is possible. So that sound is fuller, more warm, it's full of more overtones, it's full of everything that I want for them. And that sound lives lower on the chin. So we want to place it underneath the bottom lip, on the chin, not actually on the lip. You might tell them that the bottom edge of their lip, that where it changes from lip into chin, try lining that up with the inner edge of the hole. You also talk about feeling the head joint on your chin, not on your bottom teeth. That's really helpful. And to keep in mind that their bottom lip will actually end up covering a little bit of the hole, probably about 1/3. I'll show you what that looks like on me. So that should give you an idea. That's my bottom lip covering the embouchure hole, about 1/3 of it, leaving about 2/3 exposed. And you can see how it's sitting down in my chin, underneath my lip, and not actually on the bottom lip. So if you place it, so I've got my hand on the head joint, my hand covering it, placing it for each child. I'll do it a couple of times. If they're consistently getting a sound, then I say, great, you're ready, it's your turn. And then I have them practice finding that spot over and over where they're the one that places it. And one thing I did forget to mention earlier is that when I'm making this sound, I am using no tongue. I will introduce that later. I like them all to just do puffs of air, like we did on the birthday candle. The tongue is a variable that I want to introduce and soon, but I want to treat it separately. So we're just going to get the air in place first. So once they can produce that sound on their own, see if they can get, whatever you decide is a good amount in a row where they're able to find it on the first try. So make a sound. And if it takes a couple... Okay, they found it, so now find it again. And that's something that I really like to do with kids, is to focus more on their confidence in finding that spot before I even get to, let's see how long you can hold the sound. I like them to just practice finding that spot again and again. And I also really quickly will get into harmonics and higher notes. That'll be coming soon. So that's it. That's the 4-step process. For many, many kids in my experience, that is enough. They're already making a great sound and they're ready to move on to the other 3 sounds that I like to make on the head joint. If they're still struggling, check out part 2 of this video, which I will link below with troubleshooting tips.